How'd you think Jarrett did in terms of running
he
out?
balled. He balled, man. You couldn't tell that, you know what I'm saying, he was a backup for real. So that's one of the best defense, if not the best defense in the league. So for him to go out there and do what he did, I mean, I feel like that's speaking to his campaign as, you know, as the guy.
Even though we lost today against the Bang Bang Booty Gang, I'm not really that mad about this loss today. I know that we had a chance to still go into the playoffs, but obviously with us losing, we have no playoffs inside this season, so we're basically looking on to next season. But even though we lost to a Bay Area rival, you know, a big game like this on New Year's Day, there was some positives to take away from this game, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Our offense looked really great out there, especially against the #1 defense in the NFL. Not to mention, we got to finally see the Stiddy show for the very first time this season, and I can tell you for a fact that he did not disappoint.
And you tell them one thing, just win, baby.
Raidernation, I know that you guys been through a lot this week, but I'm here to let you guys know about something that'll cheer your weekend up. Woodson Bourbon Whiskey. If you guys are trying to look for something to sip the pain away, you know, drink responsibly, then head over to WoodsonWhiskey.com to find a bottle near you or have it shipped directly to your door. Because I know for a fact, win, lose, or draw, Woodson Bourbon Whiskey gonna be there for you. Now, before I do talk about this game, you know, this crazy game that went down just today, it has been a crazy weekend for me. I know I haven't posted a lot in the past couple of days because Yaos finally became a dad over the weekend. I'm just so happy that I'm able to bring in a new member to the nation. But with that being said, you know, it's not all about me, man. I just wanted to let you guys know about that and tell you guys how blessed I am coming into the new year. But let's get back to the team that stresses me out during this time of the season. We obviously lost to the San Francisco 49ers 37-34 in overtime. What a game, what a game. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. You know, this week was a crazy week because the starter of the Las Vegas Raiders for the past 9 years, I mean, the Oakland Raiders as well, Derek Carr, was announced that he was going to be benched for the last 2 games of the season. And, you know, there was a lot of the Raider Nation split on this whole decision from Josh McDaniels and Mark Davis. A lot of people mad, a lot of people happy, you know. At the end of the day, we're all going to root for the same team to go out there and play football, especially in a game like this, the Battle of the Bay. Even though it's in Las Vegas now, it's still going to be called the Battle of the Bay. But nonetheless, we knew coming into this game that Jarrett Stidham was going to be the quarterback to finish out the season. And a lot of people were already writing this dude off saying, you know, well, we're basically tanking. But like I said, going into this game, a lot of people thought that Jarrett Stidham was going to throw up a dud. Everybody thought we were going to get blown out by the San Francisco 49ers, especially knowing that they have one of, if not the best defenses in the NFL today. We were wondering how this offense was going to look, especially without Derek Carr. I'm actually happy that we finally got to see the Stiddy show in action. I'm happy that the Raiders actually gave Jarrett Stidham a chance to go out there and prove to us, to the nation, to the rest of the NFL, what he has to bring to this team. And Jarrett Stidham did not disappoint nonetheless. This dude went out there and he balled out, man. He definitely showed up. He definitely proved to the nation. I feel like for a lot of people out there, if you're a Kardashian and you really wanted this dude to fail coming into this game, you're not a real fan. I know a lot of people are mad about people getting on Derek Carr, but we've given Derek Carr, you know, 9 years to prove himself. And yes, he had a lot of highs and he had a lot of lows. But going into this game, at the end of the day, I was going to go in there rooting for Jarrett Stidham. And I said last week, you know, I'm excited to see what he can do. But don't just take my word for it, because there was a lot of other players in the locker room that agreed with the Big Goose and saying that Jarrett Stidham really went out there and balled out.
You can tell like he's been preparing the whole way and really been locked in, and just the way that he had been practicing, like there's no surprise to me that he played the way he did today.
How'd you think Jarrett did in terms of running
out? He balled, man. I mean, he was calm and collected in the huddle. He was, you know, talking to the guys, you know. You couldn't tell that, you know what I'm saying, he was a backup for real. So he balled. He did his thing.
Did that surprise you at all?
Nah, not at all.
Jared, I think he shocked a lot of people. He didn't shock me. Anytime you have a young guy like that with, you know, not much experience, you never really know exactly how it's going to go. But I know the way he prepares. He prepared every single game, like I told y'all this past week. He prepared every single week like he was getting ready to play, and it showed. You know, played an amazing game today. So I apologize when we brought the team up for not being able to finish it out. And I think every single person on the team said, man, like, you know, like, get out of here with that. You balled out and you did your thing. It was one of those type of games where we rallied with each other and had a good battle with a really good football team today.
Now you definitely can't tell me that's not a locker room that was excited to see what he can do. Our offense looked great out there against the #1 defense in the NFL. You definitely could tell that Jarrett Stidham, knew this system, especially going back to the New England days with Josh McDaniels. And I know that Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler know what they have in Jarrett Stidham. I mean, that's the reason why they traded for him, right? We traded away a 4th or 5th round pick, I believe so, to bring him over here. And with how the season has went so far with Derek Carr at the quarterback position, I understand why they wanted to move on and just see what they have in Jarrett Stidham moving forward, because going into the next season, we already know that, Derek Carr is not going to be with this team anymore. There's a report that came out today from Ian Rappaport, I believe so, that Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders are going to work something together to try to get him traded somewhere. Who knows? But we know for a fact that he's not going to be here anymore. So if Jarrett Stidham can play like he did today, who's to say that he can't be our bridge quarterback moving forward? Maybe we could go and draft somebody in the NFL draft to come in and at least sit for a year or learn the system just a little bit. We don't even have to go out and get Jimmy Garoppolo or Tom Brady. Unless Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler want to go do that, then I understand that. But I'm not going to get too carried away with that. Getting back to the game, on the very first drive, the offense was flawless. They drove down the field on this defense, and Jarrett Stidham rolled out on a beautiful play, finding Darren Waller for the very first touchdown of the game, had the whole nation hyped that we were up 7-0. Now, the 49ers being who they are, especially with Brock Purdy at the quarterback position, I definitely got to give them their flowers because, man, their offense was definitely moving on our defense. I mean, our defense ain't nothing to write home about, and we all know that. We definitely know that, but they was really letting us down at the beginning of the game. And, like I said, the Niners were able to score on back-to-back drives, and they were up 14-10 at one point. Now, we did have a little bit of time going into the half, and I didn't know what this offense was going to do out there. But, man, shout out to Jarrett Stidham. Like I said, this dude balled out today. And I don't know what it is, but the way he was looking poised in the pocket, stepping up in the pocket, throwing some perfect balls down the field. I mean, he wasn't throwing a lot of dink and dunk plays. This dude was taking shots downfield for 8, 10, 15 yards, 20 yards. And that's what you love to see from your quarterback. And I know that there's a lot of haters out there that didn't want to see Jarrett Stidham succeed. And obviously we lost today, so they're going to be out there, celebrating this. Those ain't real fans. But you know what? There's actually a lot of people out there that really feel like Josh McDaniels has changed up the play calling just to help Jarrett Stidham look good out there.
What?
To think that Josh McDaniels purposely calls bad games just so Derek Carr could look bad, and he calls a good game just so Jarrett Stidham could look good, I feel like that's a bunch of bullshit, man. And you really can't make that shit up, though. Trust me, it's the same play calling, the same plays. We just have a different quarterback that can actually find the open receiver and make plays downfield. And I'm not trying to get on Derek Carr too much, but one thing that I've seen from Jarrett Stidham a lot in this game that I didn't see from Derek Carr for most of the season, yes, he has done it once or twice in a couple of games, but the fact that I've seen Jarrett Stidham extending plays with his feet, getting out of the pocket, trying to find a receiver downfield, or even running for a first down, or even just staying in the pocket long enough to throw the ball and get hit. He was not afraid to get hit out there, and that's something that I don't see a lot from Derek Carr. Derek Carr, we definitely have seen countless times, just sit in the pocket like a statue and curl up like a ball when he senses any kind of pressure out there. And getting back to the drive before the half, Jarrett Stidham was controlling this offense, making some big plays, driving down the field, and in the red zone, this dude found Davante Adams in the corner of the end zone with a beautifully placed ball. You can't place it any better than what he did in the end zone. And shout out to Davante Adams. This dude is legit. This dude is an elite wide receiver out there, and he had a beautiful toe drag swag touchdown to put the Raiders up 17-14 going into the half. Even though our defense has really sold us a lot, especially in this game, they were able to stop the 49ers offense on their very first drive coming out of the half, and our offense had a chance to go down the field yet again. And man, oh man, did they. Now, this drive could have ended pretty early, especially because Fred Warner was basically trying to end Hunter Renfrow's career, but it's all good because Jarrett Stidham, this dude made a beautiful play, and this one play really had me going,
my neck and my back.
With the pocket collapsing, the offensive line just struggling, Jarrett Stidham runs out of the pocket, and with two defenders basically crashing in on him, he waits, knowing that he's gonna get smacked, waits for Davante Adams to get open, and he finds Davante Adams for a huge 60-yard touchdown. And man, oh man, I was like, yo, I definitely have not seen Derek Carr do that shit this year. And if you guys seen that, then
good for you. But to see the kind of points that Jarrett Stidham had in this game, the fact that this dude was dropping bombs out there against the #1 defense, man, had me excited. And I was like, yo, this dude is him. The way he was looking out there, the way he was playing out there, had a lot of us confident, man. We go up 24-14, and even though the stadium is basically packed with a lot of 49er fans out there, you definitely heard the Raider Nation going crazy. But it didn't last that long because the 49ers came right back, whooped on our defense, drove down the field, CMC finds the end zone, and the Raiders lead gets cut down to 3. You know, they were only up 24-21. I gotta give a shout out to Amik Robertson for making a huge play in this game against George Kittle, going up and away, grabbing the ball for a huge interception, giving the ball back to our offense. And, you know, we didn't really do much with it because Jarrett Stidham ended up throwing an interception. It basically got tipped up in the air and it was intercepted. I'm not really going to put that too much on Jarrett Stidham. I know that he threw 2 interceptions in this game today, but to be honest with you guys, it's not that same frustrating interception like Derek Carr usually has in a lot of his games, especially this season. But getting back to the game, the Raiders and the Niners, they trade off on some field goals, and it's 27-27. Now the Niners will finally take the lead in this game, again with a huge touchdown, putting them up 34-27. And with just a couple of minutes left in the fourth quarter, my goodness, Jarrett Stidham would find Davante Adams yet again for a huge 45-yard bomb, man. Jarrett Stidham just launches that bitch up in the air, and Davante Adams, the great player that he is, comes down with a huge play. I don't even know how he got the play off, but he brought the ball down. And I know there's going to be a lot of fans out there, a lot of whiners out there saying, oh, it wasn't a catch. Who gives a fuck? We still had a catch. We were down in the red zone, and we were able to punch it in with a Josh Jacobs touchdown to tie this ball game up 34-34. And now we leave a minute on the clock, and the Niners drive down the field, and I'm thinking, you know, the game is basically over. The Niners set up for a field goal, and what do? Robbie misses a field goal, and I was like, yo, we still got a chance. And going into overtime, I was really excited to see what Jarrett Stidham was going to do. I was like, yo, Jarrett Stidham, go out there and shine. This is your time. Go and win us this game in overtime. But obviously, we weren't able to do that, all because Nick Bosa was being Nick Bosa. And this dude was basically manhandling Colton Miller, driving his ass back into Jarrett Stidham. And Jarrett Stidham trying to throw the ball away, trying to throw the ball up to give his receiver a chance. And he basically gets hit while throwing the ball. The ball is floating in the air, got intercepted. They took it all the way down and field goal range, and the Niners were able to win this game with a Robbie Gould field goal, going up 37-34. Now the Raiders are sitting at 6-10, not really looking pretty right now. But even with that, even with, you know, Jarrett Stidham throwing 2 interceptions in this game, I gotta give him a lot of credit for going out there and balling out like he did today. Jarrett Stidham came away with 23 completions on 34 attempts for 365 yards, almost 400 yards against a 49ers defense. He averaged 10.7 yards per throw, had 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He wasn't sacked at all in this game and had a QB rating of 108.1. And on top of that, Jarrett Stidham also rushed 7 times for 34 yards. Now Davante Adams was Davante Adams out there, had 7 receptions for 153 yards and 2 touchdowns in this game. Not only did Davante Adams ball out today, but he broke a record, a Raiders record, surpassing Tim Brown for the most receiving yards in a single season. So again, shout out to Davante Adams. Now Jarrett Stidham also is the second quarterback this year to throw 3+ touchdowns on the San Francisco 49ers. Like I said, this is a great 49ers team, and the fact that Jarrett Stidham went out there and did what he did is awesome, man. And it just shows that the future is bright with this guy if we were to move on with him. Now I know that there's a lot of people out there saying that Derek Carr probably could have put that same stat line up. I'm telling you right now, as much as I love Derek Carr, as much as I respect him, he wasn't going to do that at all. This offense was not going to put up 34 points against this San Francisco 49ers team with Derek Carr at quarterback. There was a lot of plays that were made from Jarrett Stidham in this game that he extended, using his feet, being mobile out there. That's why I feel like this team needs a partially mobile quarterback, and that's not Derek Carr. Ever since the injury that he had back in 2016, he just hasn't been that same quarterback. I still feel like he could be a viable quarterback in the NFL, be a good quarterback in the NFL, but I don't think he could be a great and elite quarterback with what he has right now. Maybe he can go and win a Super Bowl. Who knows? But you know what? That's another topic for another day. As far as right now, Jarrett Stidham did his thing today. We saw the Stiddy show, and I'm excited to see what the future holds with him in the Las Vegas Raiders, because we could possibly bring him back for a cheap deal and still go out there and build around this guy, build a defense. Our defense still needs a lot of work, but then again, we got a lot of injuries on this team, and we basically have no linebackers out there. So hopefully next season, when we do part ways with Derek Carr and save all that money, hopefully we can use that money wisely on the offensive line and on the defense, and possibly bring back our running back in Josh Jacobs. I know a lot of people think that Devontae Adams might leave because Derek Carr's not going to be here. I'm telling you right now, Devontae Adams ain't going nowhere. I just hope when Jarrett Stidham plays next week, the cameraman doesn't just keep panning over to his wife over and over and over and over again. I get it. His wife is out there supporting his man. We don't need to see her every single freaking break. Come on, Noose. With that said, Raider Nation, how y'all feeling about this game? I know we lost today, but are you guys still excited to see what we can do in the future, or are you guys still pissed off because we don't have Derek Carr starting today? And what are your thoughts on Jarrett Stidham? Do you guys feel like he could be a guy that we could use next season, moving into the new era? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. All right, Raider Nation, that is all I have for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, if this is the very first time you come across my channel and you love the Las Vegas Raiders, then hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this. Until the next video, this your boy Simone Raider, and your boy is
Started off in Oakland, now we here. Thought that we was done, we just hit another gear. Look, started off in Oakland, now we here. Hey, pull up with the nation in the silver black gear. Look, 4 games straight, we in the playoff. Shout out to the Chargers fans, y'all enjoy the layoff.